What is going on, warriors and farmers of Tamaris? Welcome back to another Call of Dragons video. In today's episode, we are going to check out some awesome suggestions that can help the developers give us a better gaming experience. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for more content, turn on the bell notification and never miss out. Like the video, share it with your friends, leave some comments down below. Let's get right into it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Players have made a lot of suggestions in the Call of Dragons Discord page. However, some of them just get ignored because they are kind of like crazy suggestions. For today, I'm going to be doing things a little bit different. I'm going to make suggestions based on things that are already available in the game. We're going to try and see how they can be improved. Now, hopefully, the devs can see this video and do something about some of the stuff. So if you have something in your mind, feel free to comment them down in the comment section. Who knows? The devs might see the video and boom, you could see some nice changes in the future. So today I'm going to show you a bunch of different suggestions that I think are going to improve this game. I have been playing for over 2 years now and I have handwritten some cool stuff based on the things that we already have in the game. Many ways the developers can improve some of this stuff and give us a better gaming experience. First suggestion of the video will be related to infantry. In Call of Dragons, people measure satisfaction by the amount of merit that they get. Unfortunately, the infantry troop type does not bring a lot of merit in the open field. So what can the game developers do differently to improve the infantry and give them a lot of merits? Now the thing is, infantry are usually the first ones in the front line. They are targeted by multiple people and they die instantly. They are also very expensive, especially when it comes to healing. So what can the game developers do to improve the infantry for everybody in Call of Dragons? Now there is one thing that we saw from one of the previous updates. It is related to the cavalry. So let's see what that is. So if we go to the bottom here, we have the cavalry unyielding rush. We go over it real quick. March speed increases when approaching the target legion. After colliding with ranged legion, the hero commanding this legion gains 1000 rage and gains valiant. For each attack received from a ranged legion, the legion deals 15% more damage, maximum 75% for 10 seconds. Rush can trigger once every 10 seconds. While rushing, a legion cannot be intercepted and takes 80% less damage, but it cannot launch counterattacks. Now this is something cool, especially the last part of the unyielding rush. They take 80% less damage, but they cannot launch counterattacks. Now I think the game developers should use this to improve infantry in the game. Now imagine if the developers made it so that when the infantry is charging towards the enemy, the infantry will get, let's say, 150% counterattack in that short time frame. So let's go to the infantry training camp. We hit on the information over here. We have what we call the berserker charge. Preparedness. Where is the berserker charge? Right here, right? March speed increases when approaching the target legion. After colliding, the target legion's march speed is reduced. So we don't need these other parts. Now, what if the game developers made it so that infantry increases their counterattack in that short time frame when they are charging towards the enemy? It could be 100% counterattack. It could be 150% counterattack. Now, if you're charging into a murder ball of 500 mages and you get hit while you are charging towards the enemy, you have 100% counterattack or even 150% in that short time frame. I think this is going to mitigate the merit problems for infantry in the Call of Dragons. I believe it's going to work well. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. And once you finish the berserker charge, your infantry goes back to the regular infantry. No harm done. So it's going to be similar to the unyielding rush charging for the cavalry. As you can see here, they have made some adjustment. Takes 80% less damage while charging. So I think this can be done for the infantry to improve the merit count, give them more counterattack in that short time frame. The second suggestion of the video will be directed towards the useless elk rider in the Call of Dragons. Yup, useless troop type in the game. Nobody uses Elk Riders in the game, and I think the developers need to improve it. Now, in the previous update, the devs tried to do something to the Elk Rider to try and fix the problem. However, I think they did nothing. It didn't improve anything because I think the devs don't know the weakness of the Elk Riders. So let's see what the devs did to the Elk Rider in the previous update. When launching a normal attack, fires arrows at up to 5 enemy legions, including the target, reducing their march speed by 30% for 3 seconds. For each target hit, the legion gains 150 rage and takes 10% less damage for 4 seconds. Effect triggers once every 10 seconds. Only takes effect when your legion is composed entirely of Elk Riders. Now this thing looks good on paper, however it is a gimmick. It did not solve the problem with the Elk Riders. Elk Riders are classified as ranged units, and when you are a ranged unit, you have no chance against melee cavalry. So that is the biggest problem of the Elk Riders in Call of Dragons. You cannot bring an Elk Rider out and expect to fight a melee cavalry. It's not gonna end well for you. Melee cavalry will instantly get 1000 rage and just wreck your Elk Riders. On top of that, the Elk Rider statistics are nothing compared to the melee cavalry. This is the reason many people don't use Elk Riders in Call of Dragons. Now there are 2 things the developers can do to fix this. The first one, which is the necessary fixing that can improve the Elk Riders and let a lot of people use them. Remove the 1000 rage given to melee cavalry when they charge towards the Elk Riders. Make it so that Elk Riders become immune to the 1000 rage. I mean, the cavalry can still charge towards them, but make it so that the melee cavalry cannot get 1000 rage against Elk Riders. This is going to solve all of that problem. Now imagine you bring out your 5 Elk Riders and then you see someone with 5 melee cavalry. It is the end of your career. They're going to charge towards you, smash you with unyielding rush, 1000 rage, combined with the surrounded legion damage bonus, you are pretty much done. Elk Riders not usable. So if the devs want to improve these Elk Riders, make them immune to the 1000 rage of the unyielding rush. That would be the best solution for this troop type. Now the second thing that they need to do for the Elk Riders is to give them something like the surrounded damage bonus for the melee legions. For example, since these guys are ranged units, you could give them up to 15% defense when you use 5 Elk Riders. Just make it work similar to the surrounded legion damage bonus. With surrounded legion damage bonus, you're going to get 15% damage dealt if you have 5 melee units attacking the same target. Now for these guys, make it so that, you get maybe 15% defense if you have more than 5 Elk Riders hitting a single target. I think this would be the second solution for the Elk Riders. As of right now, this new addition, this is garbage. Nobody is gonna use this Elk Rider because of the biggest problem in the open field, which is the melee cavalry. They will skin you alive. It is bad. You bring your Elk Riders, you become a toast. So fix it by making them immune to the 1000 rage from unyielding rush. Looks like I spent too much time talking about Elk Riders and infantry. Let us try to speed things up a little bit. So the next topic is going to be related to artifacts in the Call of Dragons. I think artifacts need some improvement, and one of them is going to be the Fang of the Ashkari. This could be a very, very good artifact for free-to-play players, especially those who cannot do the artifact compendium. So this artifact, I think, needs to be changed. I think the devs need to make this artifact work like the Phoenix Eye. Now this artifact is a universal artifact that can be used with pretty much any troop type. The only problem is it's going to put an AoE damage right next to your hero. So when you use this artifact with Elk Riders, Archers, and Mages, you are not going to get any damage out of it until the enemy comes close to you. It makes the artifact kind of useless. So I think the devs need to make it so that it works like the Phoenix Eye. Give it a massive radius of effect, kind of like the one for the mages. That way the artifact can work with all the troop type, help you do damage. It is one of the best artifacts in the game. Only problem is it just works next to you. So this is one thing I would fix for the artifact. Now the next thing that I think the devs need to do is to make us happy in Call of Dragons. And let's have a look at the blink artifact. As of right now, most infantry players use this blink artifact on their infantry. Problem is, this is a cavalry artifact. We have seen how blink artifacts can change the war in the open field. Give us like better tricks to use against our enemies. I think it is time developers designed a blink artifact for infantry. It would be nice. It could be as follows. When you blink with your artifacts, you get an extra 5% counterattack damage dealt. Now that would be something. Or once you blink, you get some nice defense. So I think a blink artifact would be very, very good. Those are the two suggestions that I have for artifacts. Overall, I think the developers are doing a good job with artifact. I give them 10 out of 10. They just need to fix a few of them. In this case, maybe help us design this artifact a little bit better. And on top of that, give us infantry blink artifact. I think the community is going to appreciate it. It's going to be very, very good for open field fights. Next suggestion of the video will be related to the achievement system added in the Call of Dragons. So this is the achievement added in the game. Now, if you look closely, you can see that there is something missing. There is nothing about WARPETS. Now, WARPETS system is very, very good in Call of Dragons. A lot of people like it. It is one of the main reasons people log into the game almost every day to try and capture those pets and get something good. Unfortunately, developers did not give us anything here related to WARPETS. So I think they need to give us a WARPET achievement. Give the players a reason to log into the game and play the game pretty much every day. So what I'm suggesting is as follows. Give us an achievement that will let players get a 2-star talent skill after 500 capture. And then a 3-star talent skill after 1000 capture. I think that is reasonable. It's gonna give people the motivation to play the game pretty much every single day. Now, I started capturing WARPETS ever since it was introduced, and guess what? I never ever got a single 2-star talent skill or a 3-star talent skill from capturing on the map. I have captured over 1500 WARPETS, and not even once did I get a 2-star talent. So I think developers need to put an achievement here for WARPETS. After 500 captures, you get a 2-star talent. And then after 1000 capture, you get a 3-star talent. This is going to help people log into the game. It's going to make everybody happy. It's going to improve the ratings of the game in the Google Play Store. 100% guaranteed. Next item on the agenda will be related to the wheel spin in the game. As of right now, so many players have maxed out almost all the heroes from the wheel, and they don't really have anything to spin. And I think I was one of them. I maxed out all the archer heroes that I have in the game. And when the wheel came out, I didn't even bother spinning. I was so close to my PD system that I did not do the free spinning every single day, because I don't want my free PD to go towards a hero that I'm not going to use. Now over here, I have maxed out all the legendary range units. Whenever the wheel shows up and it's range units, I cannot spin the wheel anymore. So I think the developers need to bring back the wheel that gives universal tokens. Now you can make it so that it only shows up during Home Kingdom, even if it's once a season. I think that is going to be good enough. It doesn't have to be like, you know, all the time. Because right now we are in the Home Kingdom, we get the wheel and we have maxed out heroes. We cannot spin the wheel anymore. So I think it would be nice to put some universal wheel into the game, especially when we go back to the Home Kingdom. Up next, we're going to check out a nice quality of life that can improve the game so much. In this game, you're going to need a lot of speed ups. You're going to need a lot of resources. Unfortunately, you have to use a third-party application or another calculator to do the calculations by yourself. Now, I can understand if the developers cannot make this achievable because some of these resource chests, they give you different resources. But I feel like the developers can give us a calculator for the items that are here, especially that are not in the chest. So it would be nice to see how much of each item we have. Maybe put a little number on the side. That's going to help. You can ignore the items in the chest because they are a little bit difficult to calculate. But the other ones, you can give us some number here on the side to show how many of those resources we have. Now, when it comes to the speed ups, I don't think there is any excuse to not have an in-game calculator for the speed ups because we don't have any random speed up chest. So I think it will be easy to show us how many speed ups we have over here. This is going to help a lot. It is so annoying punching all of these speed ups into a different spreadsheet to try and find out how many days of speed ups you have. So I think if they put an in-game calculator here, it is going to help significantly. Let us have a look at the gold key. Let's see what is going on over here. See what kind of suggestion we can make for the developers. So why can't I click this thing properly? What is going on? Okay. So we are in the gold chest. How can I open this? Okay. So if you see over here, we have 2 legendary cavalry heroes in the gold chest. We have Emrys and we have Bakshi. We have 2 legendary infantry. We have Nika and Garwood. And then we only have 1 legendary archer, 1 legendary mage. Can we even the playground, please? We need another legendary archer in this gold chest. We need another legendary mage in this gold chest. This is going to be very, very good for free-to-play players because at this point, nobody wants to play with these epic heroes. Epic heroes are just weak. They stop at 5 stars. They don't have that 5% extra defense penetration. They cannot go to 6 stars. It would be good if the game developers can add at least 2 heroes, 1 archer, 1 mage in the gold chest. You don't have to put the heroes that we already have in the game. Just give us some new heroes who have their strength level similar to what we have here in the gold chest. For example, if you bring a new mage, make sure that mage is at the strength level of Velin. You don't need to put Bertrand or Tohar here. Just give us a new magic hero in the gold chest. Now, if you're bringing another archer hero, make sure that archer hero has a strength level almost similar to Nico. So that's going to be awesome. A lot of players are going to appreciate this. Now, me personally, I feel like the developers need to add like 4 new heroes here. 2 mages, 2 archers, because nobody wants to play with epic heroes. If you have a lot of mage heroes and archers here, players are going to appreciate. Players are going to have legendary heroes to play with. So that is something I would suggest the game developers do. Next item on the agenda is going to be related to the gems in the Call of Dragons. As of right now, the developers have made it so that you can only get 1,000 gems per week. This is not very good for free-to-play players. I think devs need to increase that limit just a little bit to help out the free-to-play players. For example, in KVK, you can farm up to maybe, 30,000 gems for the season. That's going to be good. But if you go back to the home kingdom, you can keep that 1,000 limit. So make it rewarding for people who are going to the KVK. Make it so that they can farm a nice amount of gem for the entire season. That is going to help them in the game very, very well. The home kingdom is very, very boring. There usually isn't a lot of stuff going on. There is not so much to do. Some people don't even have the motivation to log into the game anymore. So I think the developers need to bring one kind of event where you can grind over and over and over and be rewarded. Even if the reward is not that great, give people something to do during the home kingdom. For example, you can put another section here where players can fight other players from other servers just for fun. They can test out their heroes. They can test out their builds. That's going to be something that's going to help the game, especially during those times when the game is very, very boring you can go fight people from other servers just to test yourself. It would be nice. Another suggestion to improve the game would be the skill lock system. I know the developers mentioned this a while ago, but I think it's about time we got a skill lock in the game. Now for me, the reason I want the skill lock is because of 6 stars. When you take your heroes to 6 stars, you are going to get that defense penetration. Unfortunately, you cannot do that because sometimes you need to skip out a skill from one of your heroes. And you can't do that as well because you don't have a skill lock system. So if we have that skill lock system, it will allow the players to put stars on their heroes all the way up to 6 and then unlock everything. And then later on, when they want to upgrade the hero, they can come back and lock the skill they don't want and then just upgrade the hero. For example, we have Margaret over here. She is selling like hotcakes in the game right now. The problem is a lot of people don't want to unlock star number 4 because if you do it, you have ruined the investment of the hero. People want the hero at 5, 5, 5 first before they unlock this one. Now, if you remain like that, you're not going to be able to get 6 stars for the hero, making the hero even weak. You might even only stop at 3 stars just because you want to have the first 3 skills unlocked. You will miss out on attack resistance and you'll miss out on the defense penetration. So if we have the skill lock system, it will allow people to put 6 stars on the heroes that they like and then use the skill lock to lock the last skill and then work on the other ones. I think this is going to be very, very good for the game. The skill lock is going to help significantly. One of the things that's needed for sure in the game are better rewards. We have been playing this game for so long. Unfortunately, some of the rewards are not very compelling. I think it's time for the developers to change the Titan Legacy. Is it here? Yep, the Titan Legacy has finished. We have been getting the same artifacts that nobody wants to use. I think the developers need to put maybe a 2-star Warpet skill over here. That's going to help. And then also put some really nice artifact. Maybe one artifact from the artifact compendium, the expensive one, the Forge of Light. Or maybe you can even put some Forge of Light artifact keys over here. Just give us something to get from this Titan Legacy. I think it is time to get some good rewards over here. Now, another thing that really needs to be improved is the rewards on the Behemoth. As of right now, Warpets have become a big deal. It would be nice to get some Warpet skills as a rewards on this Behemoth. That's going to be something. You can also make it so that if an enemy takes your Behemoth, they have a chance, you know, to get some good rewards from it. This is going to be very, very nice. Now, in this case, the Necro Giant has become one of the hottest Behemoth in the game. Like, it can give you some crystal for the end of the season. I think the developers need to put some Warpet skill on the Behemoth capture as well. That's gonna be nice. Or you can even make things entertaining. For example, you can make it so that if you beat the lowest time in the server, you're gonna get some nice reward. For example, let's say one alliance captures a Behemoth and then they are the first one to finish the elite raid. Now give the server another chance to beat that time for the elite raid. When you beat that time, you know, you get some nice rewards. Just keep it like that. Let alliances keep fighting, keep beating that elite raid record. Give them some nice Warped skill, even if it's 1-star skill, 2-star talent skill, 2-star skill. It's going to help. It's going to make the game competitive. Like, people are going to be logging in all the time just to do elite raid to get those rewards. You will try to beat the best time that is currently recorded in the game. When you beat it, it's going to be awesome. It could be a good way to show off the skills of your alliance. I think this is going to be very, very good for the game. Make it so that every time you beat the time of the elite raid, you get some rewards. It's gonna be awesome. It would be nice if the game developers could allow the players to, you know, get some exchange coins from the game. For example, right now you can only buy exchange coins or release or sell some of your WARPETS skills. I think the devs need to make it so that we can exchange coins with some gems in the game. Even if the ratio is 5-1 or 10-1, I think many people are going to do it. A lot of free-to-play players cannot work on their pets because they cannot buy this stuff. And as of right now, pets, you can only capture 2 per day, which means you're not going to have any exchange coins. The prices of the pet skills have also gone up significantly. It is just insane. So let's see. The prices are crazy. It's not easy to get a lot of these skills. For the free-to-play and the low spend-ups, some of them have even stopped working on their pets because of this reason. So I think the devs need to find a way to let the players exchange coins with gems. Even if the ratio is high, a lot of players will be able to do it just to work on their WARPETS. This could be a nice change for the game. It looks like I have made so many suggestions. A lot of something is usually a poison, so I think I'm going to stop here in terms of the suggestion. However, I will be making one more, the last suggestion of the video. And you people are gonna laugh at me right now. This is more of a controversial topic. Now it's going to be related to, troop death in the game. So where can I find this? Let's go over here. That's not it. Over here, that's not it. Ranking, more info, okay? So this is the more info. As you can see here, city sieges, only 1. I have only attacked 1 city, playing 2 years in Call of Dragons. Yeah, like I said, you guys are gonna laugh. And I don't really care. You can see the units dead. It's not too much. There is a reason for that. Now we're going to address it. And I think developers maybe need to do something about this as well. So if you go to your hospital, you're going to have some elixir healing. Now this elixir healing is going to depend on the number of troops that you have. The more troops you have, the more elixir healing you're going to get every single day. And then the developers have also introduced the bastions and also the ability to kill your troops. Now you have 2 things contradicting each other. If you kill your troops, you won't be able to enjoy the game. Not everyone can afford speed ups. So I think developers need to do something about free healing and troop death in Call of Dragons. The reason I don't really kill my troops a lot is because the more troops I have, the more healing I can get. I am not a kraken who can just, whip out the wallet and just buy speed ups every single day and just keep on training these troops. It's not possible. On top of that, I need all of my troops to make YouTube videos. So that's another reason. So city sieges, only 1. It is very difficult to kill your troops, especially if it's directly related to your free healing. So I think developers need to make it so that free healing is not extremely related to the number of troops you have. That way, people are not afraid to kill their troops. Because if you remove free healing from being related to the number of troops that you have, many people are just gonna kill their troops everywhere. It's going to be fun. And one more thing that needs to be done is to increase the capacity of training over here. Right now, every day you can only train 1,600. In Rise of Kingdoms, I believe this number is 2,000. So I think if the devs push this to 2,000 and then kept the timer the same, people will be able to get a lot more troops and kill them more easily. So right now, if you kill a lot of your troops this season, next season, you are not going to have enough. Call of Dragons does not give a lot of speed ups like Rise of Kingdoms. Call of Dragons has a 1,000 gem limit every week, which is going to prevent you from getting a lot of gems. That can also help you buy some speed up from the shop. So let's go to the shop and you can see. You guys see, I don't buy any speed ups. No speed ups because no gems to do that. As of right now, I am using my gems to buy G3 hero tokens. I cannot afford to get both gems and tokens at the same time. So to improve the player experience, I think the training camp needs to be increased to 2,000. This is going to help. maybe try to find a way to make it so that the number of troops you have is not related to your free healing. This will allow people to kill their troops a little bit more. Again, I'm going to show you these statistics. You can laugh all you want. For me, I don't really care. I want to have a lot of different troops. That way, I can come out anytime and make a specific video that I want. That is part of the reason I don't really kill a lot of my troops. My plan is to have 2 million ballistas, 2 million celestials, 2 million infantry, 2 million cavalry, and then once I get to that achievement, I'll start killing troops as much as I want. Because right now the troop count is related to your hospital. The more you have, the more you can heal. Not everyone is a kraken to whip out the wallet and just train troops. So that's going to be something that also needs to be improved. I think the game developers need to find a way to make this work. Like make it so that the hospital is not related to the number of troops in terms of free healing. I think this is going to be good. Maybe increase this to 2,000 every single day if it works. If it doesn't, well, at least we tried. And also remove the gem limit, for example, during KVK. Make it so that people can farm up to, you know, 30 or 40,000 gems during KVK seasons. And when you go back to the home kingdom, you can apply the gem limit back. I think this is going to be good. So that's it for the suggestion, guys. I didn't want to go overboard with the suggestion. Usually too much of something is always a poison. So I just eliminated some of the suggestions that I wanted to make as well. The ones that I've mentioned today, I think are the most important ones. Comment down below what you think of these suggestions. Who knows? Maybe the game developers can see them and maybe add 1 or 2 of the things that I've mentioned over here. That is still better than nothing. So thank you guys for watching. If you're new, subscribe for more content. Until then, talk to you guys in the next one. Bye bye for now.